Welcome to 8-Bit Basic. Today's program is Santa Claus from Family Computing Magazine, Volume 2, Number 12, December 1984. Yep, that is 41 years ago. I'm going to show you what this looks like on the TRS-80 Model III, the Timex Sinclair 1000, the TI-99, the Atari 400, the IBM PC, the Apple, the VIC-20, and lastly the Commodore 64. But make sure you stick around to see my tweaks to the Commodore 64 code. Right, I'm going to fire up BASIC on this TRS-80 Model III emulator. One file, memory size 1. Here comes our code, nice and quick. I'm going to list the code, so if anybody wants to slow down the video and see all of the code in its wonderful glory, there it is. Okay, let's go. So it starts by drawing the roof with just a full block pattern. Next, it's going to start drawing our lovely little chimney, and to do the chimney, it adds in these little cutouts so it looks like bricks. Following the chimney, we're going to start to get some shape of the wonderful Santa Claus. So to give the illusion of the beard, it removes those bricks down there. It outlines his head. Here comes his hat and mouth, and oh look, he's sad. But wait, now happy. So the program has a simple little animation loop that if you watch carefully, it uses a small random timer. So it's not always exactly the same speed animating. It leaves you on the edge of your seat. So that's Santa Claus on the TRS-80 Model III. Here is the ZX1000 code. It's a little more petite than the code we saw on the TRS-80 Model III. But you notice every time I want to go down a line to show you the next line of code, it has to redraw the entire screen. So that's one of the little quirks about how this machine operated. But it was very, very cheap. And for a lot of people, it was their very first computer just because it was so affordable. But don't worry, there's not too many more lines of code. We're almost at the end already. So it runs very similar to others of BASIC. It's all about printing characters in the various locations. And I'm pretty sure this is the entire code. So now that we've got the code, let's run the program. Now, can I find the right key combination to run? And to run, I need to press Control, then R. No, Shift, then R. So you can't just type run, you have to press the correct key combinations to get the run command from the keyboard. Let's go. Now another thing I've noticed is all of the drawing seems to be happening in the background, and then all of a sudden the picture will just become clear. So unfortunately we don't get to watch the drawing as it happens. Now if you know about the ZX spectrums, know a lot more than I do, is this correct or is it a quirk of my emulator? I'm assuming that the device can't handle the constant refreshes of drawing every single character, so everything just gets done and then all of a sudden it will show. So we're going in real time now, and I'm just going to keep talking so you have something interesting to listen to. It's going to be coming up any second now, but I don't know exactly how long it takes. But I want you to start thinking about what's it going to look like compared to the last one that we saw. Is it going to be more detailed? Is it going to be less detailed? It's obviously still going to be black and white, but let's just see. What will the machine do with its special character set? Will it be interesting to look at? And there we are. Santa is sad. Oh wait, now he's happy. Sad. Happy. So it makes interesting use of the simple checkerboard characters. The little asterisks or the pluses for the eyes is a nice touch. I don't know whether it's the emulator I'm using, if it has sort of put in this screen glitch horizontal hold, or if the emulator is just not handling running properly. But anyway, there is the Timex Spectrum 1000 version of Santa Claus. On to the TI-99 or the Texas Instruments home computer. Look at those beautiful vibrant colors. Press any key to begin. We're going to do 1 for Texas Instrument Basic. Here comes our code. I'm just going to list the code. For some reason, line 10 doesn't want to come in when I paste it, but I'll come back in and type that at the end. Just like all the other basics, it's reading data from the data tables. It's got a bunch of loops that it uses to draw. Well, one interesting thing that you can see here at the bottom is that the character codes are actually in hexadecimal. So you actually have to do strings of those 15 numbers or letters to get it correct, which is very, very tricky, but we're all there. Let's just list line 10 to make sure that everything will work. So 10, call, clear. That's just going to clear the screen. So let's enjoy our TI-99 Santa Claus basic program. Thinking, clear the screen. Ah, here comes the roof. There goes the chimney. Here's the beard. Here's his head. And animated face. Sad. Happy. So this one actually draws very, very quickly compared to some of the other ones we've seen. It's one of the most effective brick patterns we've seen so far. It's really quite pretty. Nice, simple roof. That pattern works well. Big blocky graphics, but on the whole, it's a very nice version of Santa Claus. Now over to the incomparable Atari 400. Here is our lovely code. You can see we have a big data table at the bottom that's going to be referencing everything. So let's see what the Atari 400 can do. Here comes the lovely green roof, the bricks, big Santa, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad. Oh, the eyes change as well. So there we go. We have a very cute animation here. It draws very, very quickly. Nice blocky characters are used, just like the others. Big vibrant colors. I do like Santa's red nose. That's a nice touch we have here. He's got a very square beard, but I guess that just comes with the size of the character set that we're using. So there is your Santa on your Atari 400. The IBM PC, the machine that launched the Clone Wars. So with this version of BASIC, it's just building the Santa Claus step by step by treating the screen like a grid of text cells, and it just prints the block characters into specific positions. So BASIC just sets up the screen, sets up the colors, just clears everything so it's blank. And then like most of our BASIC programs, it's using the for and next loops, but this one uses the locate, and then from the bottom up, it starts stacking the rows to draw everything. So the if statements are the things that are going to switch the colors so that we have simple shading. And then BASIC is going to use a few special characters that are going to loop over and over to make the face and the things that change. So even though it's made from plain characters, it's still going to be quite effective. Okay, let's run our code. Vibrant colors, big, bold. He looks a bit like a skeleton. He looks very scary. Ah, but now he is happy. So interesting use of the symbols there, that little nose symbol, the squares for the eyes, the little triangles to indicate that he is smiling. And there is our lovely Santa Claus doing his loop animation. The Apple II, this was the computer that I used in primary or elementary school, as some of you call it. Here is our code. Let's have a look at Santa. Here it comes. So we've got smaller squares or smaller characters than you saw in our last basic. Lovely colors. Ah, there's our happy Santa. So this one, the animation is quite simple. The little extra cubes there or extra squares there for the smile just alternate between being the yellow like the face or being red, and they just flicker on and off. So that's how they smile. Look, he does look a bit jaundiced with his yellow skin, and his green eyes are a little scary, but there's our Santa Claus on the Apple II. I'm now on my wonderful C64 Maxi. It also has a VIC-20 mode, so I've fired up VIC-20. Let's load our program. Santa Claus. Okay, let's give it a quick list. Yep, we're all there. As you can see, big massive data table at the bottom, which is very common for a basic program. That's what's going to reference all the positions and the colors on the characters of the various things that are going to be drawn. So here we go. Starting with our roof, our purple brick chimney, red Santa, Santa's beard, Oh, Santa has a blue face. He must be very cold. But here is our animation loop that has a few steps. So it has the mouth, sad mouth, happy mouth. And if you keep watching, eventually the eyes will open again as well. So he goes from closed eyes to open eyes. I thought surely there's better color choices that could be used, but I suspect it's something to do with the graphic mode, that you can't access those other colors or it conflicts some way. Because I tried to make it brown, or tried to make his face a better color, because I know those colors exist, but for some reason we're stuck here. So if you know a lot more about BASIC than I do, which most people do, please jump into the comments and let me know why we are stuck with this color palette. But for now, here is the VIC-20 Santa. Let's go on to the Commodore 64. Here is our last system, the Commodore 64. Let's jump right into it. I can't type and talk at the same time. Santa Claus, 8. Here we go. Here is our wonderful code. Big data table, lots of pokes. We love doing a good old poke with the Commodore 64 BASIC. Let's run it. And we get to see this one being built block by block, which is different to most of the other ones. So here's our little roof with the Petsky character. A good choice. Here comes our chimney. Runs a little code that does the brick pattern, verse on integers, odd numbers, random numbers, even or odd, and that's how it does the bricks. We're going to see Santa's beard in a second as well. Oh no, I lied. It's the hat first. Leave a bit of space for his face, then the face, then the beard. Here comes his lovely pink skin, because he's a jolly old fellow, and he's sad. But now he's happy. They really could have given him a nose or something like that, but we finally made it. This is the final version, the Commodore 64 version that I'm going to be showing with a happy Santa. But because you've hung around to the end, I've done some tweaking, and let's see what I've been able to do with the additional code. So this version, Santa Claus Snow, through much trial and error, you can see our code is a bit longer this time. Starts very similar, but we have a whole bunch of additional code with some other data sets as well. I'll probably end up speeding up the video as well because, you know, BASIC runs slow, but this is the best as I could get it. So it's going through our same drawing routine. Nothing's changed yet. Brick by brick, here it comes. I'm going to speed up the video so you can get to the new part quickly. And there it is, the first snowfall from the season. So it is now snowing on our lovely Santa. And if you pay attention, the snow actually goes behind him and will continue. So I was able to get the programming that if the snow or the full stop character collided with anything else, it didn't get rid of it. It disappeared and then reappeared when it kept coming back under, and then it will all fall behind. So it gives you a sense that the snow is in the background and the house and the chimney and Santa are all in the foreground. I'm going to leave the animation playing, but I'm going to speed it up a little so you get a sense of what could happen if I knew how to make my code better or how to refine my code to make the snow faster. Thanks for watching. Please give me a like and definitely go and subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see next if you've enjoyed these videos. Any basic programs or any basic games you want me to try and type in, I would love to hear from you. Have a great Christmas and I'll see you all soon.